Welcome back to Pontiac Excitement 400 in a rain delay. We are 66 laps in after there was a delay to start the race. Dale Jarrett, your leader. The rain coming down, and the dryers have stopped for the moment, but still optimistic that if the rain moves through, we'll be able at least to get this race going again. The one guy always optimistic on a short track. He has 6 wins here is Rusty Wallace, and he's standing by with our Dick Berger. Dick?
It's perhaps the environment that's unique. This is an FX first, probably a television first. When a driver is called into the NASCAR truck, this is where they bring him. I can't believe you're here voluntarily on your own, Rusty Wallace. What brought you here?
It's dry. I saw you guys out there in the middle of the rain messing around. I said, that's not real smart. And I knew old Hunter here had some coffee getting made over here. I said, we're going to have 2.5 hours before we get back on the track. It's going to take me 6 cups of coffee to get ready. So we just made some, didn't we, Jim?
Absolutely.
So what goes on in here? When a driver gets called into this big red truck, Jim, what happens? Jim Hunter from NASCAR.
Well, the first thing we do is we make a pot of coffee, and then we give the weather report, which right now, Rusty, why don't you give them the weather report?
Well, right now we've got green, and you thought light green was okay.
Yeah, I want to believe light green's okay. It's okay, right?
No, any green's not good, and we've got a lot of green. But we're optimistic here in this sport, and Mike Helton, our chief, and Mr. Bill France always tells us that that's going to go away and nothing flat, and I always believe those guys.
Sunny and mild in NASCAR.
I know it will be tomorrow. I hope it will be tonight.
How's your hot rod?
It's pretty good. The track's a little tight right now for me, but we've been running 3rd, 4th, 5th all night long, and the car's been real strong. I'm real happy with it, but I need that sealer to wear off a little bit and a little more temperature in the track. So, but I'm happy with it right now. It's a pretty good run so far.
Looks like Ryan Newman, your teammate's running pretty well, too.
Yeah, he is. He's doing a really good job. Heck, he caught me and passed me, and his car looks like it's turning pretty good and running real good, so I'm real proud of him. He's doing a good job out there.
Is this your best shot to win one of these things in the front half of the year? I mean, of what we've got left, is this your best track?
Well, I was hoping I could pull it off last week in California. Had a really good car out there, but I just missed the setup, and this is a really good shot for us this weekend. But, you know, all in all, we got a lot of good cars, got a good crew chief, strong engines, and we're going to knock a couple out this year. I really feel good. But, you know, I'd love to win my 2nd championship. That's what my main goal is.
Sticking on you, isn't it? Got to win it.
It's really bugging me. Yeah, I want to get it done, and I'd love to do it. And I think 2002 with the 02 car, with the 2 car, sounds pretty good to me.
He's got this thing all figured out.
No, really, I don't. I don't have it. I just dreamed that up just now, to tell you the truth.
Nothing wrong with dreaming.
It just popped out just now. I wasn't really planning that at all.
And that's not against the rules, is it, Jim?
Not at all.
All right, this is NASCAR. Dreaming is legal.
All right, thanks, Dick. And, you know, Jeff Hammond, interesting, and Rusty touched on wanting to win a second points championship. He is, 4th currently, the graphic showed, and he hasn't won a race yet, so obviously he's doing some things right, and you can actually go through a season, certainly, and have that kind of success.
You really can, and one of the things you need to stress right now is that, you know, the number of wins you get are very important to a driver and a team, but being able to run up there and win that point championship, even if you don't win a race, it's very, very meaningful because it shows a lot of consistency and a lot of hard work that goes into, you know, to putting other successful finishes together so you can earn a championship. It's not just winning races. It's finishing races and finishing well.
Yeah, and consistently. Jim Hunter, by the way, was sitting there with Rusty Wallace, Vice President of Corporate Communications with NASCAR. Maybe he can communicate with the people controlling the weather and change things here as the rain continues to come down. Have you ever had a situation, it hasn't come to this yet, but where you were crew chiefing and they started a race, you got a portion through like we are here, 66 laps, and then you had to continue it the next day?
Yeah, we have, and as we see right here, the pace cars going around. Buster Alton, our pace car driver, he's actually looking at the racetrack and trying to make a determination of how much water is on the racetrack right now. It may sound a little bit strange, but the racetrack has to drain, and he'll be probably checking some of the drain areas to make sure everything's working well there and to make a decision whether we're going to fire the dryers back up. But yes, I have, and the hardest thing that you deal with when you stop a race, just like right now, is getting everybody back up and getting everybody back basically on the game plan that you set earlier. When you get ready to start a race, you call everybody together, you talk about your game plan, your strategy, you try to get everybody motivated. Coach Gibbs earlier, or Joe Gibbs earlier, he want to call him coach.
Yeah, he still responds to coach.
He likes to talk about football and racing being so close together. You really do a lot of the same things that you do in a football team. You get the guys together, you try to get them pumped up, you go get your driver, you make sure he's got his game face on, and you talk over everything. When you go out there and you want to start this race and it doesn't happen, well, it takes that little edge off, much less if you had to wait another 10 or 12 hours to get everybody back up and get them on the game plan that you wanted to be on the day before. It's hard.
And crews waiting things out. Matt Kenseth's group. What's the latest you ever were crew chiefing and had a race run through the night?
I would have to say it was probably Atlanta, one of the last couple of years that I worked with Jack Roush. I believe we were there till about like 11:36 at night. But it may have been also Charlotte one year. I think when we did our rain delay, we were pretty late that night. That was after midnight.
That wasn't the anniversary of the
witching hour
of the squirt gun, was it? We got
I believe
super
so.
soaked.
Yeah. I was getting ready to say buddy, we got to come up with a game plan.
We're coming up. I'm going to get Kevin Harvick to help me out to attack Dick Berger and Matt Yoakum. And I heard Steve Burns, even though he wasn't part of it there, that he helped set it up when he was at a different location.
I believe one thing.
What's that?
The other two guys we know are guilty.
Okay.
Now, with Steve Burns, he may back those guys, but I don't think he had anything to do with it. He's just not that way. You know, he's one of those men who work on pit road, but he's not a schemer and a conniver. I believe them guys up in the booth, the ones who did
it. They had something to do with it?
Yeah.
All right, we'll get Oliver Stone to look into this when Steve Burns does the Sterling Marlin story. It's coming up on Fox. We're going to take a quick – that was a terrific impression. He always does that for us. I'm glad the audience got to see Steve Burns do Sterling Marlin. All right, we're going to try to do this rain dance a little more when we come back on FX. Welcome back live in Richmond, Virginia, and the rain falling at the Richmond International Raceway. We've been on for, I believe it's 4 hours. We have 66 laps of racing in. They're refueling the jet dryers or
hair dryers.
All right. Now, that started out when I referred to them as blow dryers because our producer, Neil Goldberg, said, oh, look, blow dryers. And of course,
but he's got no hair.
Yeah. Well, don't tell the audience that. But anyway, so then Kevin Harvick exposes, I'm talking about my hair dryer out here, and anyway, we're having some fun. By the way, the Haminator, you heard us talk about it, and if you were with us last year at the Winston, we had the rain delay here in FX, and we got ambushed with the Super Soakers with Matt Yoakum, right, and Dick Berggren.
Yeah, dirty Dick Berggren.
And that we were like nailed to the Hollywood Hotel, and they just soaked us, made big headlines. So we have now the Haminator. Jeff is ready. This is a sneak peek, show the audience what the Haminator.
Just to let them know that if they come after us, we're ready.
It says the Haminator is the beginning of the end of the Hollywood Hotel. It's a way to super soak those guys. Although tonight, I think we're all a little soaked, as a matter of fact.
The only thing I'm worried about right now, they got rain gear.
Yeah, well, we'll take care of that.
Okay, we'll take care of that.
Yeah, the leader, the guy who created the coup. He tried to overthrow the Hollywood Hotel.
Dirty Dick Berggren, I think.
All right, Dick Berggren is standing by. Dick?
You guys just don't get too wound up about this thing. I got my buddy Ray Evernham here, and I remember that car that you called Rex that you brought to Lowe's Motor Speedway for the Winston and just clobbered everybody with that thing with all that trick stuff on it. What are we going to do to the hotel? You got any ideas of what we can do to the hotel? I mean, these guys are looking to get us. We're not going to let that happen.
Is it on wheels?
Yeah.
I just hook a truck to it and drag it down the road.
You're out of here, guys. How's your hot rods tonight?
Jeremy looked like he was pretty good. He said the car was good. Took a little bit of time for it to come in. It was just a little bit tight. We made an adjustment. A lot of guys stayed out, and we didn't have a great first pit stop and lost some spots. I think we got up to about 12th. Now we're back to 21st. But he said the car's real good. Haven't talked to Bill. They made some adjustments on his. He's got a long way to go, but his car was good in practice yesterday.
You having fun as a car owner?
Some days yes, and some days no.
What are the good days? What makes it a good day?
When I get to work on stuff, at Talladega when we were building cows and things like that. But it's different. I am having fun, but it's like having 3 kids. You want them all to do good, and some days that's just not possible.
Know what you mean. All right. Good luck when the rain stops, which we hope will be soon.
All right, thanks, Dick. That was a good suggestion by Ray Evernham if he wanted to attack the Hollywood.
Don't be telling them that.
Yeah. By the way, I want to thank our camera crew. You can look at the Hollywood Hotel, our audio technician, production crew, everybody in the hotel, the booth, been with us all night. I mean, behind the scenes, keeping us on the air, keeping us rolling. And hopefully, they're not singing in the rain. They're singing the blues that this race is not taking place, but there's still a chance. We're holding out hope. We're 66 laps through the Pontiac Excitement 400. You're watching FX Live in Richmond, Virginia, and we'll be back whether you like it or not.